everyone. Welcome to Overthinker. So does having more purpose in a society, or a society having more purposes, I should say, cause that society to fail? The reason I thought of this one, I came up with this analogy in my head. Um, and I don't know if it's applicable here or not, but I'll use it anyway. It seems to make sense to me. That I think about like sports teams, football, baseball, whatever you want to pick. I'm just gonna go with football here. And I think about, however many different people there are on, you know, let's say like a professional, the NFL team. It's like 60 something, I think. I can't remember, like with the practice squad and all the guy, regular players. I don't remember, but it's a lot. But the point I'm trying to make here is that I gotta focus my head here. Sorry. Like when you play football, right? Everybody has one. Everybody on that team has one goal, right? They're very focused on that one purpose, and that's to win the game, right? Just all other things aside, obviously everybody has specific things that they do, but together, collectively, that team wants to win. So my thought here is that, like, what if you introduced another purpose for the entire team? You know what I mean? So like if you said, and you know, nobody get upset here. I'm just tossing this out as an example. But if you said the coach comes in one day and he says, "Guys, we got to win this game. That's our, our sole purpose is to win this game and to legalize marijuana use." I don't know. Just use that as an example. Now, all of a sudden, though they were all focused on one purpose, there's now a second purpose, right? And whether they all agree or some of them agree or none of them agree, it now spreads what they can do in the game, right? Like they can't commit their full focus to the one purpose, basically. And it might cause some division, right? In my eyes. Because, like I said, there's going to be different opinions on it. Whatever the other purpose is, right? Now, that's a pretty far out example, obviously. It's a football team, you know, introducing, like, bringing marijuana to be legal or something like that. But the reason I'm saying all this, Jesus, I can't even focus today. The reason I'm saying all this is because isn't that sort of what happens through society with government, right? So people form society or government initially with like a purpose, like I would say a good purpose, a good reason to form government, as much as I don't believe in it at all, is to to prevent murder, right? So like, can we all get together and like say, hey, these people that are murdering people, we can't let them do that. Like that's a good purpose, right? That's good. And again, like initially, I believe when like America was formed, it was with good intention and good purpose. Of course, everybody tries to start out that way, or I would hope so. And what what ended up, or what is ending up happening, is that there are so many points of focus. There are so many things that like this state believes that this county has this law that this other county doesn't have, but then the federal government introduces this new law that everybody's supposed to listen to. And it's like, I would like to think, I mean, I don't think this, but let's say you're an optimist and you think that the people who introduce laws do them for good purposes. Even if the idea or the thought is good, right? I made a video about everybody, like, maybe having good intentions, even though they might be doing bad things or something like that. But like, that's just it, is like, even if introducing more purpose or more law is done with good intentions, it doesn't create a good outcome. It creates more division. It creates more to focus on. It creates it takes away from collective purpose, right? So I think about things like World War II. Not that I know much about actual history, because God knows what I've actually learned, what actually happened. It's a video for another time. But I think about that, and I think about how like that was the purpose, right? Despite everything else that might have been going on at the time. Because like we thought we have problems now, like Christ, look at that long ago. What was that, 80 years ago now at this point? Like they had way more things to deal with. But they had a collective purpose that, despite all other things that were in place, that purpose was the focus. Now, do it, obviously war isn't like a great thing. It isn't a great example of that. But my point is that, like, when that goes away and then other people just try to keep introducing more purposes or more laws or more things that everybody has to introduce into their lives, despite how far off their lives are from these things being introduced. when we do that, I don't know. It causes problems. I think. I don't think it solves anything, and I think that you have to maintain very small areas of things that are black or white, so to speak. Good or bad, evil, godly. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. You have to have very small areas that most people can agree on that are black and white. And then everything else has to be gray. Because the more we try and, even if it's a good purpose, the more purpose, so to speak, that we try to put onto other people, it it causes more division and more problems than it solves.